So TuneCore recently published this post on Music Business Worldwide that says TuneCore says that tracks with its accelerator platform clocked 21 billion streams in 2024 as the number of artists in the program nears 450,000. I don't know if you've heard of TuneCore Accelerator. I heard about it, I don't know, a year ago, and I was immediately kind of annoyed by it because of the way it's set up. And my main premise of this video is don't use TuneCore Accelerator. It is, in my opinion, it's a horrible program designed to leech money off of artists. At least part of it. There might be situations where it makes sense for people to use it, but I find the way they set it up offensive, honestly. And let me explain why. I'm not going to read you through this entire thing, but a lot of this article is bragging about, they break their accelerator artists and songs into 4 discrete categories based on the size, talking about these gigantic increases, 152% lift in streams on platforms since using the accelerator program. Basically, this is a giant sales pitch for the accelerator program. So let me go through what TuneCore Accelerator is and why I find it so egregious. So if we go here to this is actually on TuneCore.com, this is their support article. TuneCore Accelerator is the powerhouse program built to help artists find new audiences and propel their fandom at each phase of development. That sounds great. They define the different categories of TuneCore Accelerator depending on the size of the artist. And they also talk about, by opting into TuneCore Accelerator, you gain access to programs like Spotify Discovery Mode, YouTube Creator Music, TuneCore Artist Pitches, and more. Now, what I want to focus on first is the Spotify Discovery Mode, because the Creator Music thing and the TuneCore Artist Pitches are different, and those could make this service worthwhile. But a lot of artists I know, the only reason they say they want to join TuneCore Accelerator is because they want to use Spotify Discovery Mode. They're just artists who are using TuneCore and they want to use Spotify Discovery Mode. You cannot use Spotify Discovery Mode on TuneCore unless you're in TuneCore Accelerator. So keep that in mind. So if you click on this, it'll take you to here, which is TuneCore's help article for Spotify Discovery Mode. Spotify is a new audience development tool that helps you reach listeners and grow your fan base with no upfront budget required. I've covered Discovery Mode extensively. In a nutshell, it's a free marketing tool you can use on Spotify, and instead of paying upfront, you pay with the back end of your royalties. That's why it's free, right? It's not entirely free because you pay with your royalties, but the way it works is Spotify takes a 30% commission for songs that are streams. Basically, every month you opt them in, and then Spotify takes 30% for streams of those songs in radio, autoplay, and mixes. That's where Discovery Mode works. So now we get to the point of why I don't think anyone should use TuneCore's Accelerator program. And that's because of this ridiculous thing in that tracks included in TuneCore Accelerator programs such as Spotify Discovery Mode will be subject to an additional 20% commission on net royalties generated on the streams of tracks included in the specific TuneCore Accelerator programs. You will continue to keep 100% of the revenue for streams not generated through TuneCore Accelerator. So let's just do a little thought experiment, why don't we? All right, so here I have an empty spreadsheet, and we're going to do some quick math. Don't worry, this part will be as short as possible, and I promise you it'll be important by the time we're done. So let's say you want to use Discovery Mode, and let's say you're generating $1,000 in Discovery Mode context, right? So we're going to say you're getting $1,000 in Discovery Mode context. So this is basically like Discovery Mode total rev. So this is like money you're making through Discovery Mode. Now this isn't what you're actually going to get, right? If you're getting $1,000 worth of streams from Discovery Mode, Spotify is going to take 30%. So after Spotify, we're going to get this, and we're going to multiply it by 70%, right? Because Spotify is going to take 30%. And remember, we're only talking about the royalties generated from Discovery Mode context. So that's why I'm assuming 100% of that is taxable, so to speak. Or not taxable, Discovery Mode taxable. In reality, what would happen is maybe $1,000 might be from radio autoplay mixes or Discovery Mode context, and maybe there's like another $1,000 or $500 that's from non-Discovery Mode context. It depends. Sometimes you have way more radio streams, sometimes you have way less. I'm only assuming the Discovery Mode applicable context. So that means the artist will be left with $700 after Spotify's cut of 30%. But then TuneCore, just for the luxury of allowing you to use Discovery Mode, is also going to charge you. So now we have to get this and multiply it by 80%. So this is after TuneCore. So what just happened was you just got screwed because you started with $1,000 and now you're left with $560. Because like it was, Discovery mode is the actual tool, right? So for that, I don't have a problem using discovery mode. I use discovery mode all the time, and honestly, I end up making more because of it. But this is the actual tool. Essentially, TuneCore is just gatekeeping the tool for profit, because on DistroKid, guess what? You don't pay a percentage to use discovery mode. You just, if you were with DistroKid or CD Baby or Muse or Vidya or myriad of other distributors that don't, or my distributor, Melodist, which I have a link down below as well, we don't charge, and all those other places don't charge for the luxury of you using discovery mode. Spotify's already charging you for it. Why should you pay twice for it, right? Now, I'll tell you why. Because they argue, since TuneCore is owned by global distribution music company Believe, all TuneCore artists using discovery mode will be utilizing Believe's customized track selection technology, which selects the songs that have the best shot at accelerating the program. So, now, in some ways this is good, in some ways this is bad. The good is that you don't have to worry about manually opting in for discovery mode. For example, if I go into this random account I have open right now, every month I go in and I choose what songs are opted in and opted out, right? I can go in and manually opt in and opt out. TuneCore doesn't let you do that, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because they do have their own algorithm that will opt in and opt out automatically, but that's also kind of a bad thing, because you don't have the control to do it. I don't know if in their backend they have a way to turn that feature off or turn it on. This discovery mode inside of TuneCore Accelerator, you're getting kind of screwed financially, and you also don't even have full access to the tool like you would through using several other distributors. So in my opinion, if you wanted to use TuneCore's Accelerator program because you want discovery mode, my recommendation would just be switch distributors. I find this to be just like they're the only company doing this, and I can't think of any other reason why they would be doing this other than the fact they just want more of your royalties. Now, there are other aspects of TuneCore Accelerator that may or may not be applicable to you, and there are two things: artist pitch forms, and then also this YouTube Creator Music thing. This YouTube Creator Music thing is, from what I can tell, it's a way to allow your music to be available to people in the partner program to license your music for their videos. So essentially it's like micro sync licensing opportunity. So basically your music will be in the YouTube audio library thing, and creators can go in and they can license your music and you'll get paid for it. You'll get a certain amount of royalties for it. I mean, all the information's on here if you want to read for it yourself. I'm not going to bore you with the details because that's not the point of this video. But this, for some people, this could be huge, right? Like, I could see why this might be a game changer depending on what you do, what type of music you do. The next thing is these artist pitches. Artist pitch from user submission to identify artists for the TuneCore New Music Friday playlist, pitch new releases to DSP partners for discovery playlists, and offer other exclusive promotional opportunities. Now, what this is a more traditional distribution deal arrangement. Like TuneCore Accelerator program being 20%. It's not unusual if you were to sign with a fancy distributor, as I call them, where instead of partnering on a monthly, annual, per track basis where you just pay, like DistroKid, $40 a year, or any of these other platforms, TuneCore, X amount of money per year, you pay with royalties, right? And the reason why these companies do this is because they're providing services. They're not just like a distributor that's everything's just kind of automated and they're just uploading your music. They're actually doing other things. And so this is where TuneCore Accelerator makes more sense. Like if you're already going to want this, and basically what this means is they're going to pitch your music to Spotify editorial playlist, perhaps even Apple Music editorial playlist. Again, if you're interested in this, check out the whole criteria of it. But essentially, that's why people go with something like The Orchard, or one of the reasons why people go with something like The Orchard or Believe or Downtown Music or Video or whatever is because in addition to just the distribution, the companies typically will offer more support because you're giving them a cut. So essentially, the more money you make them, the more support they give you. But then they also will pitch your music to various editorial playlists, and sometimes they'll have other marketing support they can give you. Basically, depending on how much money you're helping them make, they'll kind of allocate more and more resources to you as you grow because they're financially invested. The better you do, the better they do, so they're more willing to invest in you. But what it also means is that if you're a small fish in this pond, you're effectively going to get nothing most of the time, right? It's the same thing from what I've seen for all of these fancy distributors. If you're a smaller artist, I've seen, they don't really do much. But as soon as they start seeing that there's some revenue coming in, then that's when they start helping you out with editorial pitching and maybe some other services as well. So if you are the type of artist that's going to benefit from all these other things, by all means, consider the Accelerator program. But a lot of the artists I've talked to, they're like, oh, I'm using TuneCore, I want to use discovery mode. My opinion is just bail, get a new distributor. Now, if you are someone from TuneCore and you want to talk to me about this, my email is down below. I'd be happy to chat. If I got something wrong, I'll leave a pinned comment clarifying it, or if you want to talk and get my opinion on what I think should happen. I think I've made it kind of clear in this video, but I think TuneCore is they've been around for forever and a lot of people love them, so clearly they're doing a lot right. I just think this particular thing is ridiculous. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you want to see how some other videos that I have and how you can promote your music using ads, check out this video right here. Actually, let's make it a playlist. I'll make it a playlist right here. And if you want to see whatever YouTube thinks you should watch, check out this video right here. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.